Hi, good morning, everyone. Sorry for the delay here, but we're getting started and getting everyone in. Hope you are having a great day. Looked like a little bit of a fun storm front was coming through the state. So yeah, hope everyone is makes it out well. And the fun of the in-between seasons that we have in our wonderful state. So went from wearing shorts yesterday to probably going to need a jacket here as I go out tonight. All right, I think we got everyone in, so we're going to get started. Excited to talk a little bit here, give you some information, last minute information about the upcoming Visit NC Tourism Conference, and then we're going to talk a little bit about working with Film NC. For those of you who are new or maybe just joining today, joining us is myself, Guy Gaster, serving as your host. I'm the State Film Office Director and part of Visit NC. We've got Scott Peacock, also with Visit NC, Kyle McCurry joining from Explore Asheville, and then LaShawn Cook with Film NC. I'm going to kick it over to Scott and have him give a little bit of information about the conference. I do want to say, one, this is being recorded. We will try and get this up as quickly as we can in case you need to share this with anyone who is looking at attending the conference and you think it would be helpful for them to have this information. So that will be on our industry YouTube page. And we also are going to break a little bit of the tradition, if you will. We will have two Q&A sessions. One will be after Kyle talks a little bit about Asheville. And so if there's any Asheville or conference specific questions, you can ask then. And then we'll have one after LaShawn speaks about working with Film NC. All right, Scott, I turn it over to you.
Thanks, Guy. Hello, everybody. We're excited to see everyone and to meet all of you new first-timers at our conference next week at the Omni-Grow Park in Asheville. A little heads up, we will have about 600 attendees at the conference, so it is going to be a packed house. We're real excited. There's people from as far away as Manio and Murphy coming to the conference, so we look forward to having a big family reunion and getting a chance to connect with one another, share ideas and stories, and just have some good quality time with one another as well. The conference this year has a new date pattern compared to how we've done it in the past. So for those that are used to that, I just wanted to remind everybody one more time. We start Monday night. Monday is kind of our new Sunday if you've been around for a while. So Monday registration is going to open. We have our Visit NC Partner Co-op presentation at 3 p.m. So that's where we're going to roll out all the different co-op opportunities, marketing opportunities, outdoor NC research opportunities that we offer throughout the year. It's a must, see program because it's your chance as a conference attendee to see some of those programs that we offer and to get to sign up for them before people that are not at the conference. So this is definitely what you want to make sure you get into because you're going to get early access to the best opportunities that we have to offer you. If you're new, it's a great opportunity to also learn just more about Visit NC and what we do. By nature of us talking about the different things that we have that can offer and help you as a destination and attraction or a hotel, you also get a little bit more of a feel of who we are and what we do at the state level and how that might compare to your local tourism office. Then we're going to have our first timers reception. This is just for people that it's their first time attending the conference. You'll have a mark on your name badge when you check in. We'll make sure to remind you when you check in about the first timers reception. But that's another opportunity if you couldn't make the co-op opportunity for us to just get to know you better and for you to get to know us at the state and talk a little bit briefly about who we are and what we do and give you your first beverage of the conference, your first taste of Asheville. So we're excited to have that opportunity as well. And then we will all hop on buses and start to depart for the opening reception. This year's opening reception is really, really special. And just like the conference intentionally being in Asheville to help give back and help with economic recovery, the opening night reception location, which is the marquee venue in the River Arts District, is also very intentional in its choice and why we are choosing to bring you all down there to have a great evening and to kind of give back to that area, which was devastated so strongly by Hurricane Helene. So we're excited to do that. We'll have buses that will take you down to the River Arts District to the venue. It's an amazing space. It is a artisan hub where there are over 100 different artists from the area that are have set up shops within the building to sell their arts and crafts. So it's everything from jewelry to fine art to food to some furniture. It is very eclectic, and it's just a really cool chance to really see the breadth of the artisan community that is Asheville kind of come to life in one space for an evening. We'll have plenty of food and drinks for you just to kind of walk around and mingle and hang out and have a good time. Then buses will start to depart from the marquee and return to the hotel, and they'll make a stop downtown first because we want to offer anyone that wants the opportunity to continue their evening and go out to eat or go out and have a beverage in downtown Asheville and help with economic spending and recovery to do so as well. So we'll get you to downtown. You would then be on your own to Uber or drive back to the Grove Park Inn when your evening is done. But we will offer an opportunity, a stop on the way back to the Grove Park for those that would like to get off in downtown and go continue the evening and have some fun. Moving into Tuesday. Tuesday is our full day of the conference. So we'll kick things off in the morning with a welcome, and then we'll have our keynote sessions that day, which is author and speaker Jenny Wood. She is the author of the book Wild Courage. If you are not familiar with her, don't look her up because I want it to be a surprise. It's going to be an amazing, inspiring keynote presentation. I'm really, really excited for it, and I hope you guys can make it to that one to get a lot out of it. It's a great way to kick off the conference. She's a pretty amazing individual. And then we're also going to have Jeanette Rouse, who is the director of AI technology and innovation at Brand USA, speaking to us about AI. What's the latest going on in the landscape? What are some things that we really should be focusing and thinking about around it? And what are things that are not that important to us and out of our control? So really kind of honing in on within the tourism landscape, whether you're a attraction, a hotel, a restaurant, or a DMO, like what do we really need to be focusing on right now? It's going to be some practical hands-on advice for us. And then we've got two different tracks of breakout sessions that day. We'll have a block in the morning and a block in the afternoon. Each one, there are 4 different breakout sessions. So in total on Tuesday, there's 8 different opportunities for you, or 8 different breakout sessions for you to attend. Can't obviously attend them all. The good news is we will provide the presentation decks from every breakout session to every attendee after the conference ends. So pick and choose, divide and conquer if you've got a team or a few coworkers there to make sure you can have someone attend as many as you can. But if you're also unable to get to all of them, don't worry, we'll send those presentations out to you and you won't miss too much of that. There are 2 repeat sessions that day. So that's another opportunity for you to maybe attend one in the morning and then break up and go to a different one in the afternoon as well. We'll have our awards luncheon in the middle of the day, and that is an opportunity for us to really showcase and put the spotlight on some amazing individuals in the state who have really helped lift up the tourism industry over their career and over the years. And we also will have remarks by Governor Stein, who will be attending the conference this year as well. So that's one where we want to make sure everybody's in their seats. The governor's got a really short window to join us. We want to make sure everyone gets a chance to hear from him. So just be sure you're at the luncheon so you can hear from Governor Stein, who is clearly a big champion of tourism if you're not familiar with his work so far. And then at the end of the day, we have the legislative update. Given everything going on in the legislature, given everything that just happened with the primaries and the runoffs, all the different opportunities that are out there right now for people to have a tax on tourism taxation within the state, I would highly encourage anyone at the conference to attend that legislative update, because even if it's something that you haven't been that familiar with or cared that much about, I think everyone needs to really be paying attention right now because there's a lot going on, and that session is really going to break it down and educate everybody on what is happening in the state from a legislative standpoint that can impact tourism, and what are efforts being done to try to help mitigate that, and what role can we all play to help advocate as well. And then Wednesday is the last day of the conference. That's where we get up there and give the Visit NC update. This is the chance to hear more about Visit NC, who we are and our program of work, what we're up to, what we're looking forward to, what are some things that we're going to be rolling out this year. And then we also end it with some more breakout sessions. We heard a couple of years ago that people really enjoy these breakout sessions and wanted more. So we've added, this is the second year in a row where we've added a whole other section of breakouts on Wednesday morning, and we will have 4 more sessions for you to have the opportunity to attend before you officially check out of the hotel and head home, or hopefully continue to extend your stay, maybe hit that spa and lengthen your opportunity to explore and experience Asheville. So that's kind of a high-level overview of what the dates and the pattern will look like. One thing I wanted to make everybody aware of, the Grove Park is under some construction right now. It's just exterior work. It is just on the room level. If you're not familiar with the Grove Park, this is a great photo. The scaffolding you see there is actually on the room level. So at the Grove Park, as it's built down into the mountain, the upper part of the building is all of our meeting space. The rooms are below the meeting space. So the good news is, despite what it might look like from the angle of this photo, everyone's hotel room is going to have a view of the mountain still. They're not blocking the windows by any means, but there is scaffolding around you. The work is only taking place between 9 and 5. We have programming running every day during that time frame, so hopefully you're at the conference and aren't really experiencing any sort of impact from noise and whatnot. But if you are in that Vanderbilt wing, which is the one wing that is under renovation on the outside, or exterior work, I should say, you try to go back to your room during the day, you might hear some construction noise. Just want to make some people aware that some of you will be in that Vanderbilt wing. Some of you might actually have a room in the Stamens wing, and it may not impact you at all, but we just wanted to make you guys aware of that. That's something that has just started in the last couple weeks. And then lastly, keep an eye out on your email. We've already sent one, and we'll send another know before you go email this week, just giving you some tips and pointers. Dress code, that's probably a question that might come up. Is business casual or whatever you wear to work? You'll see a wide variety of dress and attire at the conference, everything from jeans and chill to 3-piece suits and the whole nine. There's no a formal dress code. Whatever you would wear to work and whatever you're comfortable in, please wear it to the conference. Also, make sure you download the app. It'll be in the know before you go email, and we'll remind you at the reg desk if you haven't. But if you can get ahead of it, download the app. There's a QR code on the screen right now that'll take you to the app. It's a Cvent app. So what you have to do is download the Cvent app first, and then after you've downloaded that, you open the Cvent app and search 2026 Visit NC Conference, and it'll pull up our sort of app within the app, download it on your phone for you, and you're good to go. That's going to have all the schedule. It's going to have the list of attendees, so you can network with each other and reach out in advance. It's a chance for you to add sessions you want to attend to your schedule. And more importantly, it's a chance for us to send you notifications. So we'll make sure to send you reminders if you open up the push notifications and turn that on as to when buses depart or the breakfast is available now. We'll make sure to kind of keep you informed throughout the conference so you don't miss anything. So please make sure you download the app. It's going to be very helpful for you at the conference. And that's it. I'm going to hand it over to my friend Kyle McCurry now to talk a little bit more about what to experience when you're in Nashville.
Good morning. We're going to transfer slides here real quick. So I believe they've got to end theirs on their end, and then I will add mine. I appreciate everyone being here. My name is Kyle McCurry. I am the Director of Public Relations for Explore Asheville. The one thing that's, I think, sets me apart from some of my colleagues is that I've been in Asheville, the family's been in Asheville and I just want to ask real quick to the folks, Scott, LaShawn, or Guy, are we seeing the slides okay? Everything look good? Gonna assume we're good. Okay, so on behalf of our community, welcome to Asheville and to the Omni Grove Park Inn. Asheville is a place that tends to meet visitors where they are. Some people come from the mountains, and as I was alluding to earlier, my family's been here since 1790 something, and I'm very excited to welcome you to this little part of Appalachia. Some others come for the food, some come for the art, some come for the history, and what most people discover is that those experiences tend to overlap. And since you're going to be here for the Visit NC Tourism conference, our goal this week is for you to enjoy the conference, but also take a little time to experience the city, because your presence here matters, as Scott alluded to. Every meal, visit, or experience you choose helps support local businesses and working artists. So I wanted to give you just a little bit about Asheville now. So let's make sure that, and actually, guys, I'm going to do something here real quick. I apologize. We're just a little bit, the technology did not work like I hoped it would. So we're going to make it happen now. Should be able to see it now, and here you go.
Downtown Asheville feels like the birthplace of creativity. It's a representation of people pouring their heart, soul, and passion into what they do. You walk into the shop around the corner and you get to see someone's creativity and passion on full display.
Whether it's food, music, that's what Asheville is. It's a community of art and culture.
One of the really great things about Asheville architecture, we've actually got one of the largest surviving collections of Art Deco buildings in the whole country.
We're a city that matters. We're a city that cares. We're a city that finds important things and we rally together to make things happen.
I think one of the most unique parts about Asheville is just the amount of different types of experiences are packed into a town this size. I mean, it's a small town with a really big feel.
The drum circle in Asheville just feels like such an organic thing.
That is full of people. Every Friday night, people flock to it.
You know, the Music Hall used to be one of 3 venues in town 12 years ago, and now there's 30. You can see every different type of genre of music in a single day.
There's a huge variety of performing arts in Asheville. There's, I would dare say, literally nothing you couldn't find here.
Great nightlife. It's just a really nice vibe.
There are so many wonderful tour options. There are walking tours, both history tours, food tours, art tours.
Downtown Asheville is 99% locally owned and operated. It's a city run by creatives.
The food scene, the arts, the crafts, the music. Outside of very few towns in the world, I don't know as many cities that can pack it in the way Asheville does.
So that's a little bit about Asheville, North Carolina. And for those of you who have been here before, it will be a city that you remember. I want to talk for a minute about some of the things that you're going to be seeing when you get here. First and foremost, you're going to be staying at the Omni Grove Park Inn, which is that building that you're seeing there to your left. There's a number of landmarks here in Asheville, Biltmore Estate, obviously, the Blue Ridge Parkway, and just a number of great ways for you to interact with the landscape, the arts, the culture. But landmarks are these two in particular, when it comes to the Omni Grove Park Inn and when it comes to the Biltmore Estate, probably the 2 anchors that you're most familiar with outside of the Blue Ridge Parkway. The good thing about the Omni Grove Park Inn is that you're close to a lot of things. You're about 10 minutes from downtown, you're 10 minutes from the River Arts District, and 10 minutes to the Blue Ridge Parkway. And so it's centrally located for almost everything. A couple of things I want to mention to you also, just to echo what Scott had said. Uber and Lyft are readily available, typically an 8 to 10 minute time to get there. Just be aware that we are a medium-sized city, so therefore you're going to need to, I would suggest if you're going on trips outside of Grove Park, carpooling is always a good idea, just to make sure we're taking advantage of the fact that there is, I won't say an extremely limited, but there are a smaller amount of Ubers here in Asheville than maybe some other places. So I just want to make sure you're thinking ahead as you're planning on where you're going to go, but should make for a wonderful time. A couple of other things you can choose to do as well is walk Grove Park's grounds. You can also make sure that if you're able to drive down to downtown Asheville, be aware there's multiple public garages and lots of street parking. You saw the video there momentarily, and you know the great thing about Asheville is that we have one of the most walkable downtowns in America, and so in just a few blocks, you're going to be within independent restaurants, craft breweries, live music venues, historic architecture, bookstores, galleries. It's easy to explore for an hour, or even if you're just wanting to do something without much planning. At the same point, speaking to that opening reception that Scott mentioned earlier, this is the Marquee. It's home to 350 vendors. It reopened in September of last year. With nearly all of its previous artists and antique vendors that are now proudly displaying their wares once again. So we hope you enjoy being at the Marquee, but just also know that for the River Arts District, it's an extremely centralized place for working artists, where you can watch and shop from painters, glass blowers, ceramic artists, textile makers, and many studios are open to the public, and we encourage you to have conversations with the artists themselves. It's really a unique experience, and we hope you enjoy your time here. The other thing I want to mention to you briefly is just a little bit about the food culture in Asheville. We are very blessed to have one of the most recent Michelin recognitions, 15 different restaurants that have been recognized. A lot of these restaurants celebrate global culinary influences, that they also rely on locally sourced ingredients, and a number focus in on Appalachian traditions. I want to speak specifically to Monday and Tuesday. There are a number of restaurants that are open throughout the city, but I wanted to call out a few. If you're looking for a place with a great view, with a nice rooftop bar, but also craft cocktails and an Asian inspired menu, I would recommend Wildwood Still, which is on Biltmore Avenue at the top of the Moxie Hotel. Luminosa was one of the Michelin recognized restaurants, gained a Green Star and also a Bib Gourmand. It's located on Battery Park Avenue. It offers a mix of Italian and Appalachian food, and it opens at 5 Monday and Tuesdays. Chai Pane, Indian restaurant, laid back space, very cool space. It's on the south slope, and it'll be open 11 to 3 or 5 to 9 Monday, Tuesday. And again, throughout the rest of the week, but I was specifically asked to point out these 2 days for you as you come into town. Mother, another one that was highlighted by the Michelin folks, is a casual eatery, and it's located also on the south side. It's got sandwiches, toasts, and a lot of other casual eats alongside wine, and it'll be open 10 to 6. A couple of other things. If you're thirsty, Dobra Tea on Lexington Avenue, great tea house, open daily 10 to 6. Leo's House of Thirst is in West Asheville, open 4 to 9, which is, light fare, but a really great wine bar, and in an area of town that's extremely up and coming and has been for a number of years. Sunny Point Cafe is over there as well. That's an 8:30 to 2 spot. You can get great breakfast there. American comfort food, but also a really unique way of presenting its food, because it's located right next to a garden where they pull in a lot of the fresh ingredients straight into the kitchen. And when you're in the River Arts District, I thought I would also mention a couple. Golden Hour is the bottom of the Radical Hotel. It's a wood-fired grill offering. It's also got cocktails and a number of great menu items, which is led by a guy by the name of Jacob Sessoms, who also was responsible for Table in town, as well as All Day Darling. Also in the River Arts District is Wedge Studios at both the Studios location, but also Foundation. They're both open. Studios open 11 to 4, Foundation 3 to 9. The great thing about it is it's really embedded into the culture of the River Arts District and serves house beers and bites. So I hope you have a chance to check that out. Wanted to talk a little bit about the outdoors as well. As you know, the Blue Ridge Parkway has reopened, and I'm having some trouble with technology here, I apologize, has reopened a number of miles, 114 to be specific, between the Great Smoky Mountains National Park and Mount Mitchell. So if you want to take a drive, you've got a little time before, after, we invite you to check that out. The most important thing about the time period that you're coming in here is always check before you go. Certain areas, depending on the weather that we encounter, could be impacted by that. So we invite you to check out places like Pisgah National Forest as a secondary. As Scott mentioned, there's a lot of reasons to come to Asheville, including supporting the recovery of the area. And I just want to mention that every single thing you do, whether you come and dine, whether you spend time at one of our art galleries and take home a piece of art, that benefits the city, and we greatly appreciate the fact that Visit and See has brought this conference to Asheville, but also allowed so many people to just see how back we really are. And so in that, I want to thank Scott, I want to thank Guy, and everyone here for allowing me to talk for a few minutes. Just encourage you to take some time to explore the city. And if Explore Asheville can help in any way, please let me know. And welcome to Asheville. I'm going to bring Scott back up, I believe, and Guy maybe, and we're going to go to a Q&A.
Thanks, Kyle. Definitely some great information there, and certainly addressing some recommendations. So really appreciate that. Any questions from the audience regarding conference and/or Asheville in general? Scott, there was one question. What time does registration open on Monday?
Hang on real quick here.
And I'm sorry, I probably should have just answered it.
No,
gone
no,
ahead
no,
and answered.
noon. Registration opens at noon and it'll run all the way up until 6, all the way up until the opening reception, because we want to make sure you get your badges so that you can get into the marquee, the opening reception. So we'll hold registration open all the way up until kind of that last bus takes off for the marquee. So you guys can come get your badges, which will be your ticket to ride and get into the opening night. And then I see Clark has a question. Clark, I would love for that to be the case, but I do not know. The question was, is the Monday through Wednesday? Yeah, is the Monday through Wednesday date pattern the normal pattern moving forward? No. We'd like it to be that way, but the reality is it's dependent upon where we're going and what dates we can get from the hotel. So, for example, I don't think we're holding that date pattern in Winston or Charlotte, one of the two, our two upcoming destinations. So it just depends, but and we love you guys' feedback on that. You know, if you have a preference between the Sunday through Tuesday or the Monday through Wednesday, we thought Monday through Wednesday might be a little bit better. It allows you guys to have your, you know, your weekends, you know, back and have some more time at home, you know, coming out of the pandemic. So that was a shift that we tried to make to try to help encourage attendance. But if we got that wrong, you know, just let us know in the survey afterwards. We're happy to always take that into account. But yeah.
All right, looks like there was also a question about the media marketplace post event.
Yep.
Scott.
That is for those that are attending the media marketplace, and you know who you are because you'll have received your assignments and your outreach from our PR team after the media marketplace sessions. On Tuesday, there is a reception just for the attendees of the media marketplace and the media. So that's a invite only reception that's just for that crowd. And the reason for that is if you were unable to get an appointment, a match made, if you will, between the media that were in the room that you wanted, it's a chance for you to still grab them and talk to them. So that's why we offer that opportunity as a little informal networking to wrap up the day. But be aware that that reception takes place during the same time as the legislative update. So you will have to choose whether you stick around for that little reception or go to the legislative update. So really good question, Michelle.
All right. Great information there. Thank you guys so much. Again, be on the lookout for some reminder emails. I know Scott mentioned one of the first ones went out last Friday. The know before you go, if by chance you did not receive that, please let us know. I know that there have been some email issues in the past, but we can certainly forward that on. And then one or two more, if I'm remembering right, Scott, are coming your way. So yes, please be on the lookout, and we look forward to seeing everyone in Asheville. Thank you, Kyle. Oh, yeah.
Guy, one thing I was just going to say, exploreasheville.com is a great resource for you as you're trying to figure out different places to go. There's also a great events calendar there. So as you're in town, if there's specific things that you want to see or check out that may be unique to that weekend or a regularly occurring event, I would encourage you to check that out, exploreasheville.com.
Yeah, that's great, Kyle. And actually, I can't remember if any of us mentioned it yet. So if we didn't, Explore Asheville will have a booth. Table, if you will, near the reg area the entire time of the conference as well. So if you're looking for recommendations, or if you just need a place to come chill, they usually bring the fun as well. Take a look at their booth, and they'll have staff there to help you figure out how to make plans outside of the conference.
All right. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Scott. Well, now I'd like to bring back up LaShawn Cook with the North Carolina Film Office. And we're going to continue the webinar talking a little bit about working with Film NC. And speaking of conference, both LaShawn and I will be there. And we too will have a booth in the exhibitor area, kind of near registration. So if there's any sort of follow-up you want to have regarding what you're about to see, please feel free to come up and visit with LaShawn, myself, or our intern, Aiden. So with that, we will move forward with the North Carolina Film Office information. Take it away, LaShawn.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the newcomers, as Scott said earlier. I too am a newcomer. This will be my first Visit NC conference, so I'm thoroughly excited to connect with everyone. Wanted to give you just a brief overview on how you all can connect with the North Carolina Film Office. So, go over some highlights. The North Carolina Film Office, our mission statement really is to market the state primarily to projects that have been greenlit or that are about to be greenlit and that are looking to film on location. This also includes productions that are applying for our film incentive. We maintain a statewide location database. This is a way that the the locations can be housed and advertised across the state, and I'll get into that a little bit later. And then we also maintain a statewide resource directory. This is a free crew and support services directory that allows crew members to market themselves to producers to be hired. And lastly, we serve as an information resource for productions. My goal is to be a liaison for the productions that are in town, and as well as the ones that are hoping to come in and greenlight the productions in town. A little bit about us, our team. I would like to say we are a small but mighty team. Again, my name, LaShawn Cook. I'm the Film Services Manager. As you guys all know, Guy Gaster, our Film Commissioner, and Aiden Huff is our Film Intern. I like to say Aiden is the glue to our team, so shout out to him and all the hard work that he's been doing with us. It's been great working along both of these guys. This is a little map of our 100 counties within the state. So as you see, there happens to be 3 major regional hubs. In the lighter orange color, that is going to be your Wilmington Regional Film Commission hub. In the light blue, that's the Charlotte Regional Film Commission. And then up in the north in the burgundy color, that is the Piedmont Triad Regional Film Commission. Any of our counties that are in that darker navy shade, those are represented directly from our office. So although you might not have regional representation, we are a resource for you, and we want to make sure that you guys have assets that are online and that are able to be pitched for productions.
And I think just a little bit of follow up and background information. If you're not as familiar, the North Carolina Film Office works with these 3 regional film commissions. They are not technically part of us, but we work in conjunction with them. So if you are in an area represented by one of the regional film commissions, those individuals kind of serve as an additional resource for you, if you will, on who to work with and who is help representing and marketing your specific area of the state within the industry. And as such, some of the resources that we're going to share, trying not to get too much into the weeds here, but we sort of have a Frankenstein system, if you will, but we get inputs from these 3 regional film commissions that then go into the statewide system. So again, we'll share some of this information, but no, there may be others. If you're in, Rowan County, for example, you would probably also be working with the Charlotte Regional Film Commission, that sort of thing.
Yes, thank you, Guy. So, $1 million question, how can you get involved? So there's 3 key areas and where you can get involved with our office and help support the success of filming within North Carolina. Number 1, suggest your locations from your area. We are looking for a plethora of locations, so I'll get into that further. 2, encourage businesses to support our services directory. This is our crew and our support services directory. So we want to encourage people to get solicited there. And then as well, identify key local contacts for permitting. I'll go over all 3 of those points. Locations. So I like to say that outside of our tax incentive, which is great, locations are the most important thing when producers are looking to choose a film destination. So types of locations that are popular for film. Unique architectural locations, that's things like you have locations that can serve for Italy or for Africa or even for other worlds. The beautiful thing about our state is we have locations that can serve for other areas, right? North Carolina can look like New York. It can look like Louisiana. It can look like LA. We have a production that we're working with called RJ Decker that just came out that happens to take place in Miami. So North Carolina has a beautiful, vast canvas that can look like many different locations. Next, commercial and public spaces. That's going to be your offices, your restaurants, your cafes, your shops, your schools. We're always looking for those. We're also looking for abandoned industrial sites, your abandoned warehouses, your construction sites, your quarries, historical locations. That's going to be castles, libraries, museums, anything that could speak to period pieces, if you will. And then, of course, natural landscapes. That's your forests, beaches, deserts, mountains. You know, we like to say that North Carolina is from the mountains to the sea. So we have a plethora of locations that fall within that category. And lastly, residential properties. We're always looking for homes and apartments, mansions, villas, anything that's going to work for TV dramas and romance comedies. Next slide, please. Crew and support services. So the best way for me to outline this would be to share my screen and kind of give you guys a direct look at how producers interface with our crew members when they're looking to hire. So just one second here. All right, I believe everybody can see my screen. So this is the front end of our website. We're gonna go ahead and go down to our directory here. All right, and I'm going to search for a crew member. So I'm a producer and I'm shooting a commercial, and it's gonna be in Johnson County. So I've hired most of my crew, but I am looking for a DP or a camera person. So let me go ahead and find that. I'm gonna go ahead and do a search by county, and I'm gonna put in Johnson County here. All right, so as you can see, Johnson County has 28 crew members listed within their county. That's great, but I'm specifically looking for a camera person. So Mary Margaret Russo, let's check her out. All right, she's done some work. Looks like she was a DP. She worked last year on a commercial called Tickled Pink. So I'm able to review her profile. I can review her resume if I would like to. And if I do have interest in hiring her or having some further conversation, I can go ahead and check this box here, and it will provide me her email to go ahead and continue to have those conversations with her. So after I've hired her, I would like to get some support services. I've hired all of my crew. I have my caterer. We have our location, but the location does not have any restrooms. So I need to get some porta potties on site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and look for some portable bathrooms. Right, as you can see, the various categories and subcategories there. Didn't find exactly what I was looking for, which is fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a more of a deeper search. There we go, portable sanitation. All right, as I said, we are filming in Johnson County. Johnson County might not have what I'm looking for, but there may be somebody within the Research Triangle Park area. So, and there is Blue Site Solutions. Perfect. So again, if I have interest in hiring Blue Site Solutions for this particular commercial, I can review their website, review some of the work that they've worked on with productions, and then I can go ahead and communicate with them further. So this is the best way for producers to see what crew we have. We want to make sure and ensure that we have a robust crew directory so that producers are aware of what we have to offer. All right, there we go there. And film permitting. So 3 things with film permitting. So who is the municipal contact? That's the most important thing. Who within your jurisdiction can sign off on if a permit is needed or not? You know, the beautiful thing about North Carolina is We have pretty lenient permitting guidelines and restrictions in some counties, which makes it more attractive for productions to come and film. But at the end of the day, production's going to CYA, right? So we want to make sure that we have somebody that can sign off on that permit versus myself being a liaison telling production that they can permit or they can film freely. Being a liaison versus being an authorized agent. I'll use Discover Durham for example. When we have a production that's looking to film in Durham, I will put them in touch with our friends over at Discover Durham, Cara and Genesis, and they will go ahead and court the production for any of the local requests there. But at the end of the day, when the production needs to obtain a film permit, they will reach out to the city of Durham. So Kasha is within the film team there. She will be the one that can authorize productions to obtain a film permit if they need to impede the right of way or if they have any special requests, pyrotechnics, things of that nature. And then lastly, review your guidelines and procedures. As I said, the benefit of filming in North Carolina is we don't have strict guidelines. We want to make sure that our guidelines that we do have in place meet production deadlines and that we have a streamlined process that can also make sure that we remain film friendly in the space. Next slide, please. All right, and just a quick recap here. Those are the 3 ways really that you can get involved with our office. Suggest your locations. My goal is to identify 10 locations within the counties that aren't considered regular film, active film destinations. Perfect example, we partnered with Rutherford County and Don and his team, and I was able to go and tour Chimney Rock and some of the various cities within the county and see what assets that we can help build and bring online. As well, Granville County, got to do a tour with Angela and see some of the unique locations and tour their downtown, their small towns, and the unique spaces that they have to offer. So again, we are always looking for those. Leveraging your assets under your direct authority. That's a perfect thing. Was able to work with Chatham County to have a production film at the Pittsboro Courthouse. That was something that was able to generate some income for the community. So always leverage your assets and highlight the government buildings that fall under your direct purview. Encouraging local crew members and businesses to join our crew and support directory. We want to identify diverse services that can help support the production's overall experience in North Carolina, right? I don't need every caterer or every florist to go ahead and sign up for our directory, but we do want a few, and we want to identify people that supply equipment rentals and tents and water and beverage suppliers and antique furniture shop. Support services like that. Those are really impactful. And then lastly, identify key local contacts for film permitting. We want to keep our local contacts up to date. We have a master contact list internally. So it's a part of my job as people move on and they retire. We want to make sure we have those latest contacts so that we can ensure that the production process is seamless for the production. And as you guys can see, that Filmed in North Carolina logo there, sorry, Guy. I like to say that is a representation of all of us, all 100 counties. So when you see that end credit logo, when you're watching shows like Top Chef that just came out or RJ Decker, please know that represents everybody. We all play a part in the success of filming within North Carolina.
Great, thanks, LaShawn. We're going to give some time for some questions, but there were some very good. I'm going to slide back here. Great areas on that recap, and I would say, I know that the notes there says regular filming destinations, but really, I think LaShawn would be open to any and all of our counties offering, at least 10 locations that we can consider and build out that location library that is statewide. So again, please come up and visit during the conference if you're in attendance, or feel free to reach out to LaShawn via email and talk some more. But happy to, we always want to keep things open. And I think many people who have heard me speak before and talk about locations one of the interesting parts when talking with our tourism partners is the ugly, if you will, or the areas that you would maybe not want to send visitors to, or that you think may be an eyesore in the community, that overgrown area, those actually work really well
Yes.
for film productions, and many times are ones that are requested for that. So that is an idea. Again, we do ask you not just to focus on the most attractive or the ones that you might also send visitors to, but help us know some of the other areas within your counties and locations there. Going to give a few more minutes in case there are any questions to come in, but just a quick heads up. Our next webinar in April will be a review of the co-op and partner program presentation that's being presented at the conference. This will give an opportunity for you to see the presentation again, possibly invite others that it would be important or you would like them to hear about what the program will be coming up. Or if you're unfortunately unable to attend the conference, it's a great way to find out more about what is being offered and what opportunities there are for the upcoming fiscal year. All right, so one of the questions that came in is if there's information on past films or projects that have shot. Yes, we do have some information that is available. Certainly projects that have filmed more recently in the state, we have more access to, just because of the way that the office is set up and the way we're retaining records now. That information is a little more available. We'll also share some of the different projects that have shot throughout the state at the conference with our updated sizzle reel, if you will. So that is there. And LaShawn can also help share what locations we may already have on file from your area that we're using to pitch to productions as is. So again, if you would like an updated list of what is already on file, please reach out to LaShawn and he can set up an individual call and do a presentation for you on what we already have, both that is available to view publicly, as well as some locations that may not be showing publicly, but are there. And there's a wide variety of those. Possibly something isn't available for public because it may be outdated. And we would like to talk with you on, is it outdated or does it still look like this? You know, the mountain communities, certainly there was a sensitivity on what impact did the hurricane have on this property, and does it still look the way it was previously presented in pictures? So we're happy to schedule some one-on-one time with our partners and go over what assets we do currently have in your communities that we're sharing with productions, and where and how we can grow that. All right. LaShawn, there was another question on, you know, you mentioned the types of locations that are typically asked, but if you had some advice for someone that maybe doesn't have as much filming on a regular basis, what kind of location should they focus on or try and share? Is there a specific type or something to just get the ball rolling, if you will?
For me, I would say low-hanging fruit would definitely be, again, leveraging some of those assets that are under your purview. So whether it's county parks, city parks, or city buildings. And like Guy alluded to, you know, we look for the ugly is just as important as some of the beautiful and clean line locations. So some of those abandoned properties. Perfect example, Vernon Park Mall in Kinston. You know, we had a production that was specifically looking for abandoned malls. And we were able to, add that location to our package and send that over to pitch. So the goal is to make sure that we have locations online so that all of our communities can be a part of the conversation when we are pitching North Carolina to production.
Great. That's great information. Another location I know that we have gotten frequently asked about are forests and wooded areas. And I would say that if any of our partners know of some of those type areas that are privately owned and or owned by the county or the town, those would certainly be things that we're interested in. Sometimes working with the National Forest Service or those, while they are great partners, there can be some logistical hangups with that. So if we can find alternatives to those that are privately owned or more locally owned, that is another asset that is in demand on a somewhat regular basis for us. Great. And it looks like there was some interest in talking with LaShawn, or we've mentioned that. So LaShawn's email is LaShawn@filmnc.com. Yeah, that's the easiest one to use. We also have visitnc.com email cadence, first out last. So LaShawn.cook@visitnc.com. But that first name at FilmNC, probably the easiest one for folks to remember and use. All right. Looks like that we have come to the end of our time here. So really appreciate everyone joining. Looking forward to seeing those of you that will be in attendance in Asheville. It's going to be a very good time, and looking forward to reconnecting with all of you. And please stop by and say hello while you are there. Again, we'll be back in April, going back over the co-op program and partner program presentation. So looking forward to having you join us there. And as always, if you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. Everyone here at the Visit NC staff's ready and willing to help. You can find this recording by accessing the industry section on visitnc.com. Thanks, everyone. Again, have a great one, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.